What's good, YouTube? It's your boy John Cannon, and today we have a very special video. I'm going to get right into it. This one is about Retatrutide. I already have a video about BPC 157 and TB 500, the peptide that helps your body repair very well bad knees, bad ankles, bad elbows, muscle tears, all that. It's great for all that. The website I have linked has it there, BPC 157 and TB 500. But today this video is about Retatrutide. This is a 12 milligram vial of Retatrutide, and today I'm going to show you how to reconstitute it, dose it, everything you need in one video. All of these are experimental. They're all experimental, not FDA approved, all that good stuff. Very popular. For those of you who don't know what GLP-1s are, they're semaglutide, tirzepatide, and now Retatrutide. Essentially, this is just the newest, better version of it. But it's not FDA approved yet, so I can't. It's for lab rats. It ain't for y'all. Gotta say that. I have to say that. So for those of you who know what GLP-1s are and how they went, so semaglutide, all of these things are great for weight loss. Let me just start there. But they have side effects. And that's what always kept me away from even anabolics. Like, side effects are my number one thing where I'm like, are there any sides? Yeah, don't want it. That's why I haven't taken anabolics. I'm not saying I never will. I'm just saying that's why I haven't. The side effects are the bad outweighs the good in my personal opinion. But I've been taking Retatrutide for 3 or 4 weeks now. Absolutely no side effects. Any side effects that people would get from Retatrutide would be gastrointestinal, so feeling a little nauseous, being constipated, stuff like that. I haven't had any of that, and maybe that's because I've always started on a very low dose. Everybody always says start on 2 milligrams. I started on like a half a milligram, and now I'm taking 2 milligrams, almost a month in, right? But with that being said, semaglutide had a lot of side effects. Tirzepatide, not as many as semaglutide, and then Retatrutide, not as many as tirzepatide. And so that's what really drew me to this. Less side effects, and it works twice as fast as tirzepatide. So let's go ahead and get into reconstituting it, using it, all that good jazz, because it took them a while to get it to me. Well, it didn't. Actually, it took me a while to order it. And I was like, So I'm about 3 days off. This is a shot you take once a week. Once a week. Right, you guys. So I just want to give you just like a on-screen guide on which one to buy and all of that. So first off, you're just going to hit shop. You can hit it up here as well. Shop now. My internet's slow. There we go. And I will be doing reviews on other peptides, but right here, so the BPC 157 is out of stock. Very popular peptide. Everybody always has something that hurts, and it's just out of stock. Oh Lord. So here we go. The Retatrutide is the GLP-3 RT. This is the one right here, 12 milligrams, $110. So for me, 12 milligrams will last me 5-6 weeks, depending on, 4 to 6 weeks, depending on if I take my dose up. I don't see myself doing it. I'm probably going to be off of Retatrutide in about 3 weeks. I went from 240 to 198 with just dieting, cardio, fasting, all that good jazz. And then at 198, I paused for 2 weeks, did not lose a pound. So then, boom, I took Retatrutide. And Retatrutide really, so boom, you go here. Before I even get to doing all this yapping, add it to your cart. And you also, unless you know somewhere cheaper to get it, you get your bacterial static water off of this website as well. Where is it? Backwater, right here. $8, 10 milliliter vial. $8. $8, 10 milliliter vial. You get the big one. But I mean, I don't know why you would. I don't know who would ever need that much. How many peptides are you taking? Okay, so this, you add that, and you view your cart. So this right here, that will last you quite some time, unless you're a maniac and you're, my God, you're taking a crazy dose, especially if you're just starting. This right here should last you months. Okay, at least 2 months. Okay, Costs you $110. I think the shipping is like $10 for 2-day shipping or something like that. And you can just go to the link in my description. I had to edit that part out. My card information came up. So you put your stuff in here, you check out. I think the shipping is like $10 for 2-day shipping or something like that through FedEx. And boom, you check out $118, maybe 128, $130, and you're good for a few months, especially if you're just starting. All right. Now, this isn't as important if you're going to dose it the same amount that I'm going to dose it, but this is very important if you want to do your own research, do your own thing, you want to take a bit more, okay? So everyone needs to listen up. This is peptidecalculator.com. It's very simple, okay? I use a 100 milliliter syringe. I'll show you the exact syringes that you should buy. I do not recommend it. I don't recommend that you buy those syringes off of the websites that sell the peptides because their syringes are expensive. Syringes are incredibly inexpensive if you get them off of Amazon. And I'll show you where to get those. So where right here, select syringe volume, where it says 3.5 or 1. This is a 1 milliliter volume syringe, which is 100 units. 100 units, okay? The peptide, the Retatrutide, has 12 milligrams in here. This is the one I told you to buy. It's a 12 milligram vial. Now, if you go here and you buy the 24 milligram vial, you'll just put in 24 milligrams. So if you come here and you buy which one? This one. You're going to put in 24 milligrams because it's 24 milligrams. But the cheaper one, the smaller one, the one that people need to start is 12 milligrams. So you're going to put in 12 milligrams. I'm going to be reconstituting this with 3 milliliters of bacterial static water. 3. So we're going to fill this. I'm going to show it to you on camera, give myself the shot and everything. So you're going to fill this up, and I'm going to show you, fill this up 3 times and drip it into it 3 times. So that's 3, and I'm going to show you. And then enter the quantity of the peptide for each dose. This is what you're going to be taking. I'm just now a month in, and I'm starting on what everyone usually starts on, which is 2 per shot, okay? Which means if I stay on this the entire time I have this vial, I'll get 6 shots. That's 6 weeks. That's a month and a half for $110, right? So now that we have that, it pulls this down and it shows you need to pull to the 50. If you want 2, you need to reconstitute it with 3. If it's a 12 milligram vial and it's 100 units in your syringe, you could screenshot this. You could replay this as many times as you want. I just told you forward and backwards. Okay, and we're going to be drawing out to the 50. Now, you need to watch this next portion very closely because this is very important. Peptides are unstable, meaning you can ruin your peptide by shooting water into the vial. So let's go over here and show y'all how to do that. Listen, this is the most important step, in my personal opinion, about handling peptides, taking peptides, anything. There's a myriad of peptides out on the market. 90% of them have absolutely no side effects because peptides aren't steroids and steroids aren't peptides. Everything has its place, and peptides aren't incredibly strong. You have to work with them for them to work and all that, except for like these GLP-1s, they gonna fucking work. Okay, I still got to be in a caloric deficit, but they're going to put you in a caloric deficit. But this part is so important because the main side effect of almost every peptide is injection site soreness. And that can be because of how you're injecting it. That can be because you're not using clean needles, which they are so cheap. Why would you ever use the same needle twice? And also make sure those hands are clean. So watch me. I'm not going to keep talking. Just watch. Before you handle anything with your peptides, get a gross amount of hand sanitizer. Wash those hands. Sterilize everything. I mean, come on. If you get something infected on something, ugh, it's kind of crazy. It's very simple to dodge the main side effect, the main problem people have, and yet people do this with dirty hands. Okay? Now this is your bacterial static water, and this is my Retatrutide. Now it's sterile because the cap is still on it. I don't care. I don't care how clean they say it is, right? Just pop it off. It's sterile. It came from a pharmacy, all that. Okay. Here's what we're going to do. This is my bacterial static water. This is my Retatrutide. I'm going to take a Q-tip. Put a little alcohol on the tip of that. I'm going to clean my bacterial static water with some alcohol. Flip that. New side. I'm going to clean that with some alcohol. Those are nice and dry. Alcohol dries quickly. Okay? Those two things are clean. Anytime you're doing something, make sure you have clean hands, clean tops. Right? Now here's a part that a lot of people mess up. These usually come pressurized. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to pull all the way down to the 100. Remember, I'm going to put 3 of these full of water into my Retatrutide. Take it. See that little top? There's a little hole. There's a circle and there's a circle. You see it. Try to put it directly into the circle, to the middle circle. Boom. And I'm going to push air into that. Turn that over. Slowly draw out to the 100. Flip it back over. Pull it out. Take my Retatrutide. Same thing, same little circle. This is crucial. You don't want to put this in here and shoot water directly into this dry white peptide. You want to do it at an angle so it drips onto the side, and you want to push it in very slowly, and you do not want to shake it and stir it and all that. So here we go. Put that in, angle it to the side, and we're just going to slow drip it. And if you want to stir it, I really want you to see how slow that's happening. It's happening oh so slowly. If you want it to mix faster, roll it, and I'll show you that. Usually I just put it right in my fridge in my office. Just let it sit for about 20 minutes so it'll all fully dissolve. You want to put this in very slowly. You just paid $110 for this. You just paid $110 for this. You want that to go to waste and have this peptide not be effective? Be my guest. Not Jonathan. Okay? Slowly drip it into the side, and you're going to do this 3 times. Now listen, as you add the third one in, it's going to feel like, why isn't this one going in as well as the first 2? That's because it's building a lot of pressure. After you fill it up the second time and you take it out, you're going to hear it go tss. That's because you're building a lot of pressure in that little vial. And I'm going to show you what that does. I'm going to show you what that does when it's time to draw your shot up, because it makes it very simple and very easy. But here's the last one. This one is going to take a little more pressure from you. Slowly adding it, and I want you to hear it when I take it out. I'm going to put this right up next to my mic. There we go. I don't know if you can hear that. Okay, look at how full that is. So all the way up to the tippy top. That's about as full as you're gonna get a little vial, okay? And it's packed. Now I'm gonna let this sit in the fridge for about 20 minutes. If you don't have 20 minutes, you can do the roll method until it's fully dissolved, but really you don't want to be shaking this, moving this, and this is just how you would roll it. You never want to shake your peptide. You could ruin it, and you've paid too much money for this little ass vial to be ruining it. Okay, so let's just be patient. I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna put it in my fridge right here in my office. I'm gonna make sure I clean everything up, wipe everything down. You see the needle? Every time you get done with the needle, it comes with this protective top. Put it in there and make sure you have a place where you throw your fucking needles away. You know what I'm saying? I have a trash can right here in my office. Boom. So after all of that, let me show you what I like to do. You might call this overkill. We gotta be clean. Throw a little alcohol on my desk. Shit. I don't know why. I just feel like I should. Feel like a medical professional around here. All right, y'all. So now we are getting to the nitty gritty. Okay. These are the syringes I would suggest you buy. These are off of Amazon. I don't even think they cost 10 bucks. 30 count. 30GX 5/16. I'll try to remember to put it in the description for you guys just so you can know exactly what to order. Why these? Well, I'll show you. First though, safety first. Cleanliness. Look. Little hand sanitizer. Little hand sanitizer. I have my Reta right here. It's been about an hour, I'm not gonna lie. Boom. I just want to, anytime before you get to put that needle in there, man, just clean it off with a little alcohol. Okay? So our Reta is clean, our hands are clean. Anytime you use a needle, make sure you crack that mother. Make sure you open a new one. This is a new needle. They're incredibly cheap. I usually buy boxes of 100, but I changed the kind that I buy, and so these come in boxes of 30. But I only take one shot a week, so it's not like I'll need much. Watch this. All right, so I'm gonna take that back off. This is why I buy these needles. Look at how tiny. The needle I reconstituted it with was the ones I used to use. Look at how tiny that needle is. Very, very tiny needle. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm pulling to the 50. See how I slid to the 50? You don't have to do this because this is already very pressurized, but you watch how the pressure from the bottle pushes this up. Just want to get a good shot. See that? Because it's pressurized. So I'm going to push that air into there, turn it upside down, and let it pull itself to the 50. It's pulling out itself. I'm not pulling that. I'm going to stop at the 50, put a little pressure on that when it gets to the 50, turn that around. Whew. That was crazy. That was probably too much pressure because I lost some right there. I lost some right there. So if yours is already like pressurized, it will behoove you just to pull what you know you need. Okay. So boom, I have it pulled to the 50. Next part is very crucial. I'm going to cap this. Okay? See that? Here's the next part. You're gonna need some cotton swabs, whatever you use. You can use cotton balls, whatever. I like to, what are these called? These are rounds. Pure, 100% pure cotton rounds. This costs like 90 something cents. Take that. Take your alcohol, right? Put that on your cotton round. I like to do it right here. Top of the glute. Clean that whole area. Make sure everything over here is clean. Whole area. Clean and dry. Clean and dry. Okay? We're going to take this, and you're going to squeeze that fat right there. And you're going to, quick jab. So, can't even feel it. You're going to slowly inject it. Very slowly. And then you're not done. Take this. Put that there. Gonna take another swab. Get your alcohol. Put alcohol on that. Clean the injection site. Clean the injection site. Voila. That is as simple and easy as that gets. Take all of this trash. Take everything. Dispose of it. Right, y'all, that's it. That's all. I do want to speak to you a little bit about side effects, my experience on Retatrutide and little stuff like that, because I know people have questions, and if you do have more questions, I'll answer them. Just drop them in the comment section. I'll either make a whole video, a short, or just answer you in the comment section, whatever. So I started my cut in December 1st, and I was 240 something pounds. I just like to say 240. Big boy. I'd never been that big, but you know, shit happens. And so I was like, I got to do something about this. My knees were in terrible shape because I was still hooping every day at 240. Never been that big. Fucked my knees up, tore both my meniscus. I was like, I need to fix my knees. I couldn't even run around with my kids, and that was my final straw. I'd say December 1st, I'd say about December 15th, I said, I'm going to give these fucking peptides a try. I tried BPC 157 and TB 500. That shit fixing my knees. I had been going back and forth to the doctor, getting the knee drained, taking this pill and that pill to make the fucking fluid come out of it, physical therapy, all this, that, and the third. And I realized, like, physical therapy was just keeping it at bay. Like, anytime I went back to hoop, I would take a 2-month break, go back hoop, knees like nothing happened. So I was like, okay, I'm going to try these peptides. Everybody talking about it. I shit you not. 30 days later, my knees were like 80%. And I could hoop, and they wouldn't re-swell. And then I took, like, I think I went through like 4 vials of BPC 157 and TB 500, the 5x5 milligram vial. I would just reconstitute. I have a video on here where I just reconstituted it with 2 full syringes, and I pulled to the 20 every night before bed. And that right there is the most powerful peptide in terms of its usefulness. Guys who are on steroids are like, if I have an injury, I'm taking BPC 157 and TB 500. Because, like, it's just, you just heal. You know, and apparently, like, I've never used it for it, but apparently, like, it works for, like micro tears and shit like that way better than, like, joints and shit. And so then I said, okay, I can push this full gear. I went from 240 to 205. No, 240 to 203. And I just wanted to get there March 13th on my birthday. Me and my wife took a trip to Vegas for my birthday. Had a great time, blah, blah, blah. I got back and I kept cutting because I wanted to go to 200, but I wasn't really satisfied with what I looked like at 200. I kept cutting. I got down to like 198 point something. And for 2 weeks, I just sat right there at that same weight. I was trying. So I was like, shit, let me go ahead and try this Loretta. First week, I took 0.5. And I felt like it didn't work. So then I was like, I'm not taking that shit. Shit don't work. I actually felt like I got hungrier. I don't know what that was about. But I was trying to microdose it because everybody usually talks about, oh, start on 2. So then I was like, man, whatever. I kept trying to cut. No weight was being lost. So then I said, I'm going to go for 1. And that was the magic number for me. So 1 milligram or whatever the measurement is, 1 milligram, I do believe, I've been on for the last 4 weeks, and I went from 198, 199 to like 191, and I'm talking same effort. And I think that's the beauty of it. Like, obviously, peptides aren't steroids. So it's not like you're going to take something and it just makes your body do this. But you have absolutely no cravings. Like you still get hungry. You still, for me at least, I still get hungry. I still eat normally, but it's like, it's so easy just to be like, nope, not doing it. Nope, not eating it. And that's what they say it's for. There's some metabolism boosting effects or whatever. That little shit I don't really believe in. When people start talking about metabolism, I'll be like, yeah, okay, metabolism, my ass. But overall, it really just gives you control over what you put in your mouth. No diddy. And I think that's the biggest thing about Retatrutide. When I say same effort, mail lady just dropped some shit off. When I say same effort, give me a second, y'all. I mean, of course, same effort meaning I'm eating less calories than I was before with a higher activity level, and I feel as if I'm doing the same thing as I was before. It just makes life easier. It takes the cravings away. Now at night is still where I have a little bit of a struggle where I'm like, damn, I'm kind of hungry, but I just say fuck it and go to sleep anyway. It doesn't completely take your appetite away, but it does such a good job that in 4 weeks I've lost 6-7 pounds, and I feel like I could do this forever. I feel like I could diet the way that I'm dieting forever. And you know, at the end of a cut, that's where it's hardest. But I feel like I'm good. And that's just been my experience with it. So I will say, like, first day for me at least, some people say they feel it immediately. First day for me at least, I don't really feel a difference whatsoever. And then the second day rolls around, and that's when I'll wake up and I'll realize that I don't have an appetite. And I'll be like, okay, now I have to remember to start eating. It sounds crazy, but it is what it is. And the second day is when it's the strongest for me, like when the strongest effect comes around. And definitely the second day I really won't have an appetite. I won't feel bad. I won't feel nauseous or anything. I just won't have an appetite. But then my appetite will come back, and you can feel it throughout the week. As you get closer to the next week to take a next shot, your appetite starts ramping up, and it starts becoming harder to say no. At least that's been my experience with it. So again, if y'all have any questions, anything you really want to know about it, just hit me up. If you want more videos, just hit me up. I'll do all that I can. Link is in the description. Go ahead, do your thing.